our next feline guest is one that's been with us a little bit longer. He's been with us since the beginning of May, and he's also one of our older residents. This is Milo, and he is 6 years old, and he is super handsome, black and white, domestic, long hair, and he's got those great white whiskers. He's just a really big guy. And initially, when he came to us, he was kind of shy and kind of stayed in his bed. And, you'd have to encourage him to kind of get some attention, get him to come closer to you. But since then, he's really started to come into his own. And I've noticed he comes right to the front of his cage. He's, he's that cat that does the thing that everybody wants, sticking his paws through the bars. If you're trying to interact with one of the cats around him, he's like, oh, hey, you're here to see me. And he's crawling around and poking at you and, playing with your keys if they're hanging on your pocket or your hair. So he, just because he's a little bit older, he definitely still is a playful guy. I've seen tons of volunteers interacting with him, really enjoying giving him affection. He has some areas where he can get a little overstimulated. They were telling me he doesn't like it if you scratch his back a lot. He gets a little overstimulated with that. But it was super easy for me to pick up, which is, again, another thing that people are seeming to look for, a quality they're looking for in their cat. And he may take a little bit of time to settle in, which is why we do always recommend that our adopters taking home cats keep them isolated for about 10 days in a smaller room. So a bedroom, a bathroom, an office, somewhere where you can kind of give them that space to decompress, but also get acclimated to having more space since they're used to having just their cages, which are quite small, and they get a little institutionalized after a while. And we don't want to scare them into hiding under your bed or your couch, things like that, when they are super nervous and just overwhelmed by the sheer amount of space that they have. One of the things that we do want to point out about Milo is that he does have a little bit of medical, so we would definitely encourage you to read his entire profile. He was treated for a UTI, and we are still doing some diagnostics and things like that on him to kind of get a good gauge of where he is. Does he need to be on special food? Are there other things that we need to do for him? Because he had a history of not using his litter box, which is not uncommon with UTIs and things like that. But also, just making sure that he's going to get into the right home where he gets the appropriate ongoing care. And, not everybody is ready to take that on. So definitely read those notes. And if you feel like you need to have a better understanding, you are welcome to take his records because we can print them out for you, talk to your personal vet about it, or talk to any of the medical staff that we have here at the shelter so that you can really understand what you're getting into medically with Milo. If that doesn't seem to be something that's going to deter you and you think he's going to be a great fit for your household, the first step is going to be going to visit fcac.as.me to book that appointment to visit.